First question, just it seems like as the year's gone on, the team defense in terms of rotations, the help assignments, knowing where the double's going from, has really started to click. Just wondering, how you saw that tonight and how that, has that ever been a trend or specifically to tonight's game plan?
Yeah, I think from the start of the season, we knew that we needed to be better defensively. Obviously, add Alyssa Thomas, it adds a whole new element to that end of the floor. And then, we've got really two good defensive guards in Mo and Lexi. They really set the tone. Two of the better guards that I've seen in this league, like fight through pick and roll. And then just the willingness to help, we're going to continue to get better. But the thing that I'm most proud of is that, we compete on every possession defensively, which is a lot of credit to our players. And they've just continued to compete. And we flew around tonight, and we played last night. And so I'm super proud of the way they came out and competed.
Speaking of Lexi, any word from the training staff on her?
She's in a lot of pain. I'm not sure, I haven't heard. I'm guessing it's probably ribs. Yeah.
Yeah. Coach, just want to ask you, do you feel that this is the most impressive victory of the many impressive victories that you've had this season? And just with how Mo has been brilliant all season, but particularly bouncing back after last night, her mid-range game was just deadly, especially in that second half.
Yeah, I don't particularly like those mid-range shots, but she was hitting them. Yeah, no, I mean, she looked super comfortable. It's probably the most comfortable she's looked all year. She's offensively, as far as just looking to score. A lot of people have talked about our rookies, but it's almost like a different one or two of them every night. And so we needed that from her tonight. She was super aggressive. And again, that's a growth game for her, and hopefully she can build off of that.
Right over here, Coach. Congrats on the win tonight. Your team had a 26-6 advantage in second chance points tonight. What did you see in your team's effort on the offensive glass, and how pivotal was that in terms of the control of the flow of the game?
Yeah, I saw a lot of missed threes by us, so there was a lot of them to be had. And so it's one thing that we've been talking about is crashing the glass. Obviously, there were opportunities tonight because we didn't shoot it particularly well from the three. But again, our effort was on point, and it was really good for 40 minutes. And it was across the board. Our guards were in there, our bigs were in there. To have 15 offensive rebounds is pretty impressive.
You guys obviously benefit from two playmaking fours and saw two in AT.
Yep.
I guess, why do you think the four is so important in the W, whereas in the NBA it seems like having a lead ball handler or a playmaking guard might be more important?
Yeah, I think before the game we talked about just me being new to this league, Nick being new to this league, and everyone said that you needed fours. Last year we were trying to play threes and twos as fours, and really there's 5 or 6 elite level fours in this league, in the world actually, and we feel like we have 2 of them. And so it just helps with the versatility. We win against one tonight, right? And so to have 2 on your team is just a big benefit, and I think it's helped us at both ends.
Sorry. Just curious if you got an explanation about your tech tonight.
Yeah, I told myself I was going to be supportive of our officials in the pregame and in my mind, and yeah, I just I'm kind of at a loss. I thought that they were super sensitive from the jump, and this is a competitive league, and I want to support them, but I didn't think the whistle was great at both ends.
Have you noticed an increased sensitivity from the officials following other games in the league where we learn calls weren't made or errors were made on the officiating part?
No, I mean, listen, I don't like the narrative that our officials gotta, this league is growing. It's been a great league. I think there's more national media obviously covering it. Officials have good nights and bad nights, just like players and coaches. And so, I didn't think they were particularly good tonight. But, it's part of the game. It's been part of the game for years and years and years. And so, I was really surprised. I thought I got a second one for saying carry, so I was glad that did not happen. But, we got to be better as far as handling our composure, dealing with officials, because that's something we've done a pretty good job. Obviously, this was a big game for us. The question you asked, kind of like a statement game for us, our first, back-to-back, you're on the road, this one of the best teams in the league. So, we were probably a little bit too excited at times.
I was going to say, you did thought you got a second. You handed your play card to an assistant coach, right?
Yes. Yeah, I thought I was going for saying carry. So, but I guess they said AT said something, and I guess she didn't say anything, but we'll see.
It seemed like y'all were running a lot fewer of the inverted pick and rolls with the Lexi or Mo screening for AT. Was that just about how New York can switch and their backline size, or is it just something else there?
I don't know how many inverted pick and rolls that we ran. It's been a go-to play for us all year. It's something that has been extremely good for us. I think we probably played more pick and roll with Mo as a handler. They were blitzing. The goal was to try to get AT kind of on some rolls and then play 4-on-3 in the backside. And so once we figured out they were going to blitz in the pick and roll, we did a little bit better job. And, the last 4 or 5 games, we've really done a better job of not turning it over. We only had 13 tonight, and that's extremely important, especially on the road.
Coach, just want to ask you about Khadijah, with how she, not only with the 3-pointers, but defensive effort, helping on whether against Sabrina or against Maureen Johannes. Can you just talk about her performance and what she's been to you all season long?
Who's that, Musa?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, Khadijah.
Oh, Kit. Okay. Yeah.
Khadijah, sorry.
Yeah. No, Kit has been great. When we met with free agency, we talked about defense, and we knew that she could make shots. And the good thing is, AT trusts her, and because she knows that she's someone that can make shots. But I've been super impressed with her commitment to the defensive end. She's a little bit bigger than I anticipated, like her size, and she just moves, and she's competing, and that's something. A lot of shooters get questioned about, can they guard, and I think she's come in with a chip on her shoulder. And, we've got a lot of players that do guard, so if you don't guard, you're going to stick out a little bit, and she's really bought into that defensive end. So I would say offensively, she's given us exactly what we hope for, and defensively, she's given us more.
We'll take a few on Zoom. Steven?
Hey, Coach, real quick one for you. Over the last couple of games, it feels like the offense is kind of finding opportunities on the second side and even the third side. I was curious, has that been an emphasis for you guys, and what's kind of been your assessment of how the ball's moved in that respect?
Yeah, I think we're getting better. There's times where we hold it with our second unit. I think AT does a good job playing to the second side. When you're playing these stretches of games and you're dealing with injuries, our execution of our sets isn't great. But being able to make a play after the play, playing to the second side is definitely something that we've really tried to hit home on, along with our spacing.
Aya?
Hey, Coach. It's good to see you. Congratulations on the win. So, Alyssa Thomas became the first player in WNBA history to have these numbers of 18 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals. Can you talk to me about how important her leadership is to this Mercury team?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think people probably talk about AT's greatness enough. What she does, a lot of players like to score anymore, which is great. But AT, she takes a ton of pride at the defensive end. She takes a ton of pride and making plays for her teammates. And yeah, I've just been really impressed with who she is as a person each and every day. Her leadership has been fantastic. Her, Kai, and Sai, and Sammy have really set the tone for who we are and who we want to become. And, you know, the young players, as long as they compete at the defensive end, they're going to get AT's respect. But that's a big-time stat line by a hell of a player.
Last question, David.
Hey, Coach, with Call, what led you to resting her tonight and playing her in the Connecticut game? Was there any sort of flare?
No, just that was kind of the plan with the scheduling and a couple days off. That was the plan the whole way.